Hello ladies and gents, this is going to be my review of Doors. I'm doing this slightly differently. I wanted to take you through this article first, because this is the first article that, it raised my attention, basically. I was like, oh, what's this? Bloody Disgusting have made a film. I was like, cool, let's have a look at it. So this is going to be my review of Doors, but first I want to show you this article and then get into my thoughts. Spoiler alert, and I don't mean spoiler alert, as in I just didn't like the film. It's not a good film. My overall review, if you just want a quick, literally really quick summary, wasted potential. Great concept. Weird direction that they went in with it. Wasn't a fan. Yeah, truly wasted potential. So anyway, let's dive into it, right? So, we love anthologies here at Bloody Disgusting and are super proud of what we were able to create with the VHS series and Southbound. However, we wanted to try playing in a different sandbox with our latest project, Doors, a dramatic sci-fi thriller that Epic Pictures has acquired for release this spring. So Bloody Disgusting made it, basically. The film follows individuals from all walks of life as they come together to make sense of mysterious alien doors that suddenly appear around the globe. It stars Josh Peck, Lena Esco, Wilson Bethel. We found some really exciting up-and-coming filmmakers for Doors, including Saman Kesh, Jeff Dessom, and Dugan O'Neill. And they each direct an individual anthology story in this movie, who will all explore grounded emotions and cosmic themes from the constantly shifting perspective. The film was created by Chris White with creative direction by Saman Kesh, story by Kesh and White, and also produced by Boulder Light Pictures, the company behind Becky, Contracted Dementia Part 2, Pledge, and festival hit The Vigil. So here's their synopsis, right? And again, great concept. Without explanation or warning, a number of mysterious alien doors suddenly appear in every corner of the globe. While many of those that encounter these sentient doors feel the strange urge to interact with them, never to be seen again, others stay behind to face the potential threat of what their true agenda towards mankind is. In a rush to determine the reason for the arrival of these cosmic anomalies, the government enlists volunteers to brave the journey to enter the doors so that we might learn more about their original purpose. But even these brave volunteers are not prepared for what lies beyond the threshold. The story of the doors is told through multiple perspectives. A ragtag band of high school students discover a door for the first time, volunteers explore the parallel reality beyond the threshold, and a lonesome hermit manages the seemingly impossible establishing communication with the door. And then they close out with a Zoom call. So from a perspective, okay, it's beautifully shot. It has really great cinematography. And it has what I quite like in a film, but it doesn't have the substance to back it up. Now, just as an example, what I'm referring to here is long, protracted shots. Just holding a shot. Get this for framing. This for framing is perfect. It's got the rule of thirds down. It looks epic, right? You hold that shot. It's a feast for the eyes. Even this rule of thirds looks great. It all looks great. But it doesn't have the substance to back it up when you're doing these long, protracted shots. Oh god, it was. The problem is when you have all of that, it just comes across as pretentious nonsense, right? So we open in the high school with someone who claims they're not a she, but is very it's so weird. So we open up in a high school, kids on detention. I'd imagine they're in detention anyway. And stuff goes down, right? And one of the doors randomly appears. Now, the doors, they don't have anything here to show you, but the doors are actually depicted in quite an interesting way. It's almost like iron filings with a magnet. I quite liked that. I thought that was an interesting way of depicting an alien door. They could have gone so many different ways. That was an interesting, sort of unique choice, creatively, to go down. And I didn't hate it. But then the story again, it's just the stories around these doors just don't make any sense. So anyway, these kids are in detention, and one of them, I am assuming a non-binary individual, fancies a girl that another, a boy fancies in this detention group. Shit goes down, the teacher goes missing, and they then go out of the room, and there's a door there. And it starts talking to this non-binary individual. They get in a fight, people go missing, and that's basically it. It flicks to the next one, which is these individuals, the Knockers, who are a team that the government have enlisted to go inside a door and see what happens, basically. And you'd think to yourself, oh, maybe there's going to be something really epic there. Nope, they go inside the door and they see versions of themselves. One of them gets killed by roses. Just no substance to it. No substance to it. You could say that it's exploring humanity, it's exploring emotion, it's a projection of emotions and guilt-tripping individuals. Because it seemingly introduced the concept to the Knockers anyway that one or two of them have obviously had tragedy in the past and it was preying on that. Interesting concept. Flesh it out a little bit more. You know? Flesh it out a little bit more. Show it. Just such wasted potential. One of them, like, and they talk to the doors. They show the doors talking to the individuals literally with words on the screen. I don't know, man. And the sound mixing was terrible. So this scene here, when they're outside, right? They'd very clearly just had a boom mic above these individuals. Right, and I know this because I've worked with sound mixing. I've made my own films now, and I know how hard it is. But they very clearly just had a shotgun mic above these individuals, directionally recording their conversation. But they're on a beach, and fuck me, the waves were so loud I could barely hear what they were saying. Like, I want to hear their conversation because I want to understand who these characters are, because I'm only going to see them for a brief amount of time, and I want to care about them. But I couldn't. Because you literally had a shotgun mic trying to take in an epic conversation, right? About the ability of rocks weathering the storm and being independent and all this kind of stuff, which I couldn't hear. Because you filmed it and you recorded it on location in a goddamn beach. Bad. Real bad technical aspect there. Like, I'm all for experimenting with sound, right? One of my films, Breaking Lights, the Lovecraftian psychological horror film, which will be releasing in a couple of months now, that one has a unique approach to sound mixing, right? It's quite a unique approach. We recorded the narration in quite literally an empty room, so you can hear the reverberation off the walls. It sounds echoey, it sounds desolate. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, but you can still hear it. It's not crisp and clear. This was, it just shot, it's just, that wasn't a creative decision. There was nothing creative about it. They literally just shot with a shotgun mic outside, and it just fails because you actually can't hear what they're saying. And then we get to the last one, which was Jamal, this chap here. And he's communicating with a door. Interesting. But then nothing really happens with it, because then a bunch of bombs go down, and I would presume they'll all die. Just such wasted potential. Such wasted potential. This could have been great. But yeah, no, it just came across pretentious, because it had, though, again, like I say, long protracted framing, which is awesome. Like in Blade Runner 2049, works like a charm, because in my eyes, in my review, you know, of that film, it has the substance to pull it off. So it can handle those long protracted scenes, because everything else pairs up nicely with it. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, but this has it, and well, one, you can barely hear what anyone's saying, and secondly, there's just no substance. And it, honestly, it feels like they shoehorned in a bunch of stuff in here as well. There's a cop at the end that turns up with Jamal, and he just randomly shoots someone and then gets killed by the door. Like, it's just make some more sense out of this. What are you doing? So real lazy, real bad. I'd expect more from Bloody Disgusting, actually. Because I saw this and I was like, oh, Bloody Disgusting. I didn't know Bloody Disgusting made films. Epic, let's have a look. But it was just bad. I would not recommend this film to anyone. Like, I think you'll find it quite boring. Like, stylistically, looks great, you know. I even didn't mind these outfits, these suits that they had. Didn't hate them. But it just came across quite pretentious and lazy. And almost like they were like, well, we can just make this look good, and that can gloss over the fact that the story is crap with no substance. And like I said, just wasted potential. Absolutely wasted potential here. Could have been awesome. Could have been the next Lovecraftian cosmic venture. But it fell so far from that. And then you close with this Zoom call interview thing with some of the worst acting I have seen for a long time. You got this guy pretending to be a doctor who's like, I'm in contact with the doors, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're going to get reset. And it looks like I'm really hamming it up, right? As if that's not how he acted. No, he acted literally like that. And he kept putting his tongue behind his teeth like this. And like, what are you doing? It was so strange. So strange. Do not recommend. Bad movie. Bloody disgusting. Do better.